What is up, you guys? Naesam here, and this is going to be a continuation of my Emerald Nightmare series, where I basically went over every single boss in the instance, one video at a time, giving you tips and tricks and talent choices for Elemental Shaman. And now that I've killed a couple bosses on Mythic, I'm comfortable making a guide to the first three, so you can expect those coming up. But in this video, I'm specifically talking about Skorpyron. So without further ado, let's get started. So Skorpyron is an extremely simple fight. The only mechanics is really there's a knockback, there's a frontal cone stun, and there are adds. That's pretty much it. So I suggest going Totem Mastery, Ancestral Swiftness, Elemental Blast, Liquid Magma Totem, and Lightning Rod, unless you specifically, for whatever reason, really need boss damage and not add damage. But adds are pretty much the entire fight, so you may as well play to your expertise as an Elemental Shaman and be the Ad Slayer. One big tip about using this build is that generally you want to not use Stormkeeper and Liquid Magma Totem on the same wave. It's just kind of overkill and you'll end up losing out on one of the cooldowns. I have not quite decided if using Stormkeeper on pull or using it on the first set and then having Liquid Magma for the second set or whatever. I don't know. Basically, I don't know if I should start alternating on the ad sets or if I should use Stormkeeper on pull, Liquid Magma Totem on the ads, and then Stormkeeper on cooldown, or on each ad set from there as soon as it comes off cooldown. It kind of depends if you need more boss damage or more ad damage, so you can decide for yourself. If you want the huge numbers, it's probably best to not use it on pull and use it on the first ad set instead. Another little trick about the AoE is that the ads die fairly quickly, so if you're going to drop an Earthquake, make sure you do it early on in their lifespan. If they're about to die, it's probably better just to use Earth Shock. And if the boss is currently vulnerable, it's most likely better to use Earth Shock unless there's a ton of ads, or they're just spawned, which I don't think it lines up like that, usually anyway. It kind of depends on your group's damage. And then also, if you have Lightning Rod up, and the boss is vulnerable, definitely don't use Earthquake. Use Earth Shock and just spam Chain Lightning for the Lightning Rod damage. If you have more than one Lightning Rod up, in general, don't use Earthquake unless there's two sets of ads at once, like someone messed up their Shockwave or something. And if there's one Lightning Rod up, and if they're going to die in the next 5 seconds, probably don't use Earthquake. If they are recently spawned, you can still use Earthquake, but generally Earthquake is only for 2 packs or a pack that just spawned, because they die very, very quickly, especially if you have good AoE DPS in the raid. My last tip is that Gust of Wind is extremely helpful for the frontal cone thing. Just be careful not to fly into the side and pull more mobs unless you're trying to cheese some parses or something, but you basically, you just use Gust of Wind on each focus blast. It's trivial, you won't really have to move at all during this fight. And I wish there was more to say about this fight, but it's extremely simple, so that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the tips, and expect more bosses coming soon, or already out, depending on when you're watching this video. Thanks for watching, give a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more. See you guys next time.